What is up, everybody? I don't know how many times I've attempted to record this episode. I think this is like the sixth fucking time. And I'm like, I'm not feeling it. I've wanted to make so many Cult of Cat episodes, and it just doesn't fucking happen because I make these excuses up that I just don't have the fucking time for it. And quite frankly, gonna be honest with you guys, I don't really enjoy editing videos. I really need to figure that out. I'm at the point in my life where I need fucking help. And you know what? I'm blessed because there's somebody in my fucking life that is helping me, and they're showing me what it is that I need to see in order to make things happen, if you will. So I got to listen to music. I tried doing this without music, and I'm like, I can't fucking do this. There's something about hearing my own fucking breathing I just don't want to do. So, you know, I was in Costa Rica a few weeks ago, and it was profound. I wanted to share that with you guys, and I didn't fucking do it. And, see, listening to music now actually helps. I want to do this channel, and there's something about this channel that lights you guys up. I don't know what I want this channel to become. Do I just want to stick on this thing of manifestations and law of attraction? I don't know if I really want to. I do want to talk about those things, but I think this should be a channel about me, who I am, and what I love in life. And I think I should do more journaly stuff. I feel like this should be a journaly, vloggy episode where I just talk about how I'm feeling and what's going on in my life and my internal battles and conflictions. And maybe just flowing from the heart in the fucking moment is what'll allow me to do this. And listening to music definitely fucking helps. Because there's times I just want to rant and talk about funny shit that's not spiritually awakening and just laugh about shit. But then there's times where I really want to talk about this. Maybe that's what we do. I don't know. You guys got to let me know. Or I just do what I want to fucking do. So I've been at this crossroad recently because I went to Costa Rica, spiritual awakening, group of people, and it was only for a week. I swear to fuck I need to be out there for at least a few months. Because there's something when I came back where being plugged back into this digital world was just like, ugh. There was something about sitting here, and I remember turning on the trading PC. If you're not aware, I have another channel. It's a bigger channel, and most of you are traders from that channel, so I do need to talk about that. Because this ain't a trading channel. But anyways, I turn on the PC to work. And part of me was like, I don't want to do this. Which is strange because I do love it, and I still love it up to this point. It's been a few weeks since then. But there was like this thing inside of me that's like, I don't want to do this. And it was interesting because I talked to this one girl on a trip who claims to be a psychic, who watches this fucking channel. You know what, guys? It's funny because anytime I've had any form of intimacy with any female in my life, somehow they find this fucking channel. They go watch the other channel, which is strange because who can sit through that? That's not in the industry. And then they find this fucking channel. I gotta stop telling people that I make videos. They don't want to talk about these people. Yeah, if one of yous, twos, threes, fours of yous is watching this, there's a few of you that know about this fucking channel. If yous are watching this, I want to talk about y'all because I'll use fake names, all right? So this one girl was telling me, you know, she has psychic abilities or what have you, which I do believe that exists. Kind of came out of nowhere. And she goes, I don't think you're going to be a trader anymore. She said, I'm going to probably do it part-time, but I'm going to work with men. And it's going to be lucrative. Which I hope the fuck whatever I do that's not trading is lucrative, for fuck's sakes. And the funny thing is, I went on this retreat, and it was nothing but women. And this has been the year for me of masculinity. I want to do a dedicated episode on masculinity, what it really is, and being in it, and how it does help with your trading. I did do a tweet on it. You can probably go dig that up. It's more recent, depending on when you watch this, but that's more trader related shit. I mean, I think a lot of men are being emasculated, and we don't know how to be in our masculine, and it's not what you think it is. It's not this alpha macho persona that maybe a gym bro or an MMA fighter would put on. That's not the highest level of masculinity. There's different levels of masculinity. And like, in my opinion, masculinity, and I'll just briefly overview this, is literally being a tree in a hurricane and not reacting to the hurricane, the weather, not freaking out, and staying solid. Being in your masculinity is feeling with your heart, and you're not letting emotions flow in. Emotions are feminine, and it's okay to flow in and out of these things. However, a lot of us don't understand the importance of being in our masculine frame. And I deal with mostly men, especially on the trading channel. And it's mostly men it's all men that reach out to me for help. And I think brotherhood is important, and I think it's important for men to have other men to talk to that aren't doofuses and shit. You know what I mean? A level of maturity, a level of wisdom. So when I was on this retreat, I'm like, fuck, I really want to do retreats. I want to host retreats for other men. I don't know how I would do that or where to start. I've never done it. And quite frankly, I trade, and that's such a full-time job that I just don't have the time to really do anything else. And maybe that's what I need more of, is more help. Like, I have visions, I have ideas, and if I just have the help to do the things that I just don't have the time to do, I can really steer the ship. I just need a crew. So, you know, it's interesting she said that, because in reality, I want to do something where I work with men or males in general and help them find themselves. I feel like what I offer the world is more valuable than just keeping it in a niche trading community. That's why this channel exists. I feel a lot of the psychological aspects, those tend to be the best performing videos on the other channel, and just talking about these things is where I get a lot of response. That's where I tend to touch you guys the most. And I think a lot of that shit that I talk about really has nothing to do with the job itself. That why pigeonhole myself into a niche and not come out and share it with other people that aren't in that industry? And I do share it with other people in that that are outside of this industry, women included. And I know there's something here, a gift, if you will, a calling to go somewhere else to really leverage what it is that I can give people, to heal people, to do more woo-woo magic and heal and help people. And help people find themselves and help people find the path to happiness. It's just something that is just calling to me over and over. Because there's internal confliction. Part of me doesn't want to trade anymore, but part of me does because I do love it. It's interesting because I'm splitting into two. And it's interesting because when I've gone through my NLP practitioner training, there was something called parts integration. And oftentimes our parts, one part of us wants this, another part wants that. And when you really bring those two parts together, you realize the internal conflict within yourself. Those different parts actually want the same thing, which is interesting. So, as my training journey progresses and unfolds, I want it more. Like, I want to be a 7-figure trader. I want to hit that. We're not close to it. We're not anywhere near close to hitting that. This last year was profoundly amazing and the best year yet. That's what happens when you grow. And it's going to really take a lot of work to achieve it. But part of me is really hungry and I'm doing more. Not necessarily more, but there's been a flame lit under my ass. I hit a level of complacency where I stopped reviewing. I only reviewed bad days and I stopped tagging my trades. And that's some very tedious, grinding work. However, part of me actually loves it and wants to do more of it and just fucking get in there and slog away at it. Which is interesting because I never loved that stuff and now I do. And as I talk about it and think about it, I really can feel it in my heart how much I do love this. But then part of me is like, I don't want to do this anymore. Part of me is like, I want to heal people and I want to do more spiritual work. I have a gift. I have something. And I just feel that there's something calling me towards that path. And I'm working on something which I won't share here. I believe when you have a goal or something you really want to achieve, I think it's best not to really share that stuff with anybody. I think it's best to sit back and grind on it in silence. Because if we really are a collective consciousness, if you are me and I am you, and you see yourself in me, as I share with you my internal battles and conflicts, and you see a lot of yourself in me and you can relate with me, you're seeing yourself within me. Interestingly enough, I roller skate. Well, yeah, no shit, Fat Cat. We know that. Interestingly enough, there's a therapist, an ex-therapist I skate with. And I recently found out she was a therapist. And I asked her, ex-therapist, and I asked her, what was your takeaway from that job? I actually asked her, what did you get out of that job for yourself? And she says, every time these people came to me, I could see myself in them, and I learned about myself. And a lot of the times these people just need to have a mirror in front of them, which I was the mirror as the therapist. And when they look into my eyes, they can see themselves. And then they have the answers. Maybe that's what's going on right now. Maybe right now in this moment, as you look into my eyes, you're seeing yourself. And you're getting answers for yourself. Because after all, if we really are a collective consciousness, you are me and I am you. And we are the consciousness experiencing this from different perspectives and different angles. That is the different people, the different egos, the different characters. And it's just crazy. Because on my spiritual journey, and I will at some point share really crazy synchronicities and coincidences, because I've talked about this in past episodes here. The synchronicities and the coincidences when you go down the path and how it's talking to you. To me, the more you go down that path, the more it talks to you, the more you listen, the more it talks to you, the more you're in tune with it, the more you resonate with it, the louder it gets, and the more your desires unfold in front of you, the more you get what it is you truly do desire. And I just feel I'm on the cuspice of really understanding how to make it all work. I know how to make it all work. I know how to orchestrate this and shift reality in my fucking favor. It's just learning the habit and the skill set of maintaining a high vibration. To just vibrate high and just project energy through the heart. Everybody who I look up to that is in this realm all has the same exact message. It can all be deduced to the same exact thing. And that is just feeling with the heart and vibrating as high as possible. Think about it for a minute. Love. Let's do this together. Love. Just loving life. Loving the people around you. Loving your pets. I love my cats. I love the people around. I love the fact that I do what I do. I love the fact that I'm getting better at what it is that I do. I love the fact that I've been having these spiritual awakenings. I love the fact that I'm getting better at meditations. And I love the fact that I can go into these meditation worlds and it's starting to have this effect where I start to leave my body. I keep waking up and coming back in, but I'm starting to leave myself to where I'm starting to really feel things. And I feel like the entire world is starting to wake up to the fact that this isn't what we think, and we have the power to shift our realities. We have the power to fucking change the world around us. We have the power to manifest what we want. And when those synchronicities keep showing up relentlessly every day, hitting you in the face, and you're just like, I fucking know what you are. And it looks back and it goes, oh, I know you know what I am. So here's some more. And I gotta tell you guys, it's so important to meditate. And those of you that are doing it, and you're starting to experience this shift in your life, how beautiful is it? I don't think it just unfolds right away. I think like anything else in this world, like trading, there is this slow progression. But once the fucking train is going downhill, once the train has momentum, that motherfucker is really hard to stop, and then you really start to see everything. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. And as I get hyped up and I just spill that energy into the fucking microphones and you hear it. You can hear my voice. That's all it is. My voice is a vibration as it vibrates in your fucking head. And you just feel it and you're like, yeah, yeah, fat cat, yeah. And you're looking at me get stoked and fucking excited. Stoked and excited about life. About going into the new fucking year, baby. New year, new me. This is gonna be a good one for growth. I cannot wait to see how this thing unfolds because I just know this thing is gonna be good. And as you can feel that vibration, sit with it. Sit with that vibration. Do you feel that? Do you just feel that? Oh, maybe you started off this video, even I did, at a low frequency. And then all of a sudden the hype train came through. And now you're feeling it. You're feeling this video different from the way it started. And I'm feeling different. And you watched me shift my vibration in this video. And the thing is, it's a note. It's like hitting a key on a piano. And it's the highest key. It's just this, oh, this high vibration, this feel-good vibration. You want to live in that. And you want to feel it right here. You want to feel it here. Feel it here. You are feeling it here. The vibration you can feel here in your chest. You feel that high vibration in your chest right now. You feel that high vibration swirling and sparkling inside your heart, and it comes out and around you like a field, a bubble, and it is projecting through the heart. Your heart is an electromagnetic field. This is why you felt love in the past with another person, a family member, a pet. You feel love from your heart, a feeling that the logical mind cannot ascertain or explain. You feel the vibration in your heart of love in this high frequency. Breathe in. And when you breathe in, just feel love filling up your heart. Feel it filling your heart and swirling inside and projecting out as you breathe out. One more time, just fill yourself with love. And feel it swirling inside of you. As I push love into this mic, and it goes through the internet and comes out into your ears, and you see it with your eyes. Feel the love. Feel the love. Now that you feel the love, You want to stay here most of the time. You must learn how to be here. Because when you come here, and the longer you stay here, the more often you stay here, all this shit out here, all of these things will take care of itself and sway into your favor. So, I want to share a story with you. So I got invited to an ecstatic dance. And if you have the ability to experience an ecstatic dance, you should do it. If you live in a city, chances are there's ecstatic dancing. You should go experience it. What is ecstatic dancing? That's what I wanted to know. So let me share with you the story of ecstatic dancing and how I got into it. So in the year 2021, right around January, a 5-year relationship and I had split. 5 years. And it was rough. However, I tapped into everything I had to know that everything would be amazing. And everything did shift. I ended up meeting a extremely beautiful woman after that. The woman of my dreams. My trading shifted and life shifted in my favor. Now that relationship didn't pan out. And that's a story for another time. However, at the time I vibrated at the frequency I needed to and maintain it to attract that. And I'm happy it happened. And I learned from it. So before that happened, I would often go into nature. Nature vibrates at a frequency that we need. Nature is a great place to recharge this. And I suggest you all meditate around running water if you have the ability to do it. I suggest you guys go out there barefoot and feel the earth. So I was on this nature trail. And I was sitting there meditating. And then I heard this beautiful Native American flute music off in the woods. But it wasn't quite in the woods. It was up in this beautiful area that has this gentle little waterfall where the water trickles down the rocks in such a beautiful way, and it's covered, and there's a good place to sit, and there's this beautiful moss growing everywhere in this almost oasis area of this hiking trail. And this beautiful flute music, again, Native American flute music, was coming from there. And I'm like, I need to go see what this is. So I get up from my meditation and I go in, and there's this woman with a dog. And I go, that was beautiful. She goes, oh, thank you. And I go, I could hear it. And I was meditating to it. I could hear it, and it was just amazing. I really liked that. So we begin the talk, and we started talking about spirituality. And this is a woman who has a family, and her kids aren't into it, and neither is her partner. And then she began to tell me about ecstatic dancing. She's like, I think you need to go experience this. And what ecstatic dancing is typically, it's no shoes, no talking. And it's this music that has a soft buildup. And sometimes it can start off where people are laying on the floor. And it's almost this... What kind of music is it really? It's hard to explain. And if I can find something closely resembling it, maybe I'll play it. So it starts off soft. And it starts to build up. And then you're not facing one way. You're not facing the DJ if there is a DJ there. You're facing all which ways. And dancing and moving energy and just flowing. And the goal of it is to let go, because dancing can be very meditative. Think about tribes and how tribal ancient worlds, like the Native Americans and these deep jungle tribes and the Aztecs and the Aboriginal people, they just dance around the fire or whatever, moving energy. Something we all kind of crave and want to go back to, the tribalism. Because there's something magical about that is important that we are losing in this modern day world. And as you dance, you feel the other people, and you want to let go. What they're thinking doesn't matter. You just let go and just let fucking go. And you're dancing, just feeling the energy and moving it around, taking it and pushing it around, or whatever you feel right in that moment. Because whatever you feel you need to do is the right thing to do. So this very meditative dancing, and the music builds up and it gets more and more intense, and then there can be this heavy drumming, and then it settles back in. And it gets real soft and everybody comes down. And it is a trip. Almost like a psychedelic trip. So she's telling me this. And then, as I was about to leave, she goes, "Do you like mushrooms?" I'm like, "Yeah." So she gives me a rose quartz with a mushroom on it. And I still have it. And she goes, "Here, take this. This represents love." And I did. And when it came to my meditations and spirituality and the little things I do, I would incorporate it. Still have it. Still have it. So I didn't go to one of these ecstatic dances up until just this year, actually. And after my NLP prac, I started to get to know a lot of these people, and they turned out to be more spiritual people, who I really need to be around. I need to be around more of that. It's part of why there might be some confliction with trading, because the trading realm and the trading people are just a different breed of person. It's a different breed of human. Same thing when I did kart racing, and the same thing with my roller skating community. there's the spiritual people are my fucking people. Those are the people that I really want to cultivate my life around. So having access to this has been life-changing. So one of my good friends invited me to an ecstatic dance. And it's once a month, and I go to it. And it was exactly as I described to you. It was inside this, like, concert hall looking thing, and I was actually going to make an episode here about this, but it just never happened. This is many months ago. And it looked like an old school barn on the inside, but it had like a modern flair, a medieval flair to it, with a really high-pitched roof. And at first I couldn't lose myself, and then I eventually lost myself. And when I came out of it, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. So it was exactly as I explained to you. And they had a bunch of oracle cards at the front, and you could just pull an oracle card. I don't remember what mine's was. Fast forward to right before my Costa Rica trip. This would be like the end of November, somewhere in that realm, early December. I got invited to another ecstatic dance. This one was different, however. It was more DJ-esque, and when I showed up, people were talking, and people, you know, were facing the front, and people were dancing, and people were like jumping up and down, you know, and it seemed more like a concert. And I'm like, I don't know if I like this. This isn't really an ecstatic dance. And then I noticed this girl wearing a cat costume dancing. And she kept appearing, and she was so elaborate because she was literally wearing a full-blown cat costume like it was Halloween. And then the crowd didn't seem like the type of people I saw at my first experience with the ecstatic dancing. I'm like, this just doesn't seem right. And then my friend shows up. And she had never done one of these either. And I'm like, you need to just lose yourself. So as I was telling her to lose herself, I started to lose myself. And this is a different friend than the one that invited me to the other ecstatic dance. A whole different female. This one had never experienced this. So I start to lose myself. And then I'm like thinking, don't face the stage, fat cat. Turn around and face the people and move your energy. And I'm dancing, and then they're like throwing loofahs up. And I'm just letting go into a meditative state of dancing. And then I start to see people who are more spiritual appearing in the crowd, and they're kind of congregated near the front. And I start moving to the front. We all start dancing and moving energy. And at this point of my life, I'm embracing more and more of the masculine, more of the inner warrior. If you watched my mushroom trip video, I talk about the Native American chanting in that video. I talk about that inner warrior, and I've taken that and have been using it. This inner warrior, this inner alpha. And that's the thing, gentlemen. You want to have your shoulders back and your chest out when you walk, when you stand. You want to be like this all the time. Don't ever cover your heart. Let your heart be open and let that energy project. But keep your chest out, shoulders back. Because as you do that, you're more in your masculine frame and you feel different, and it does change the world around you. Women become more attracted to that. You have more respect with men. And it's interesting because men who look like men, who have muscles or rips that were there, there's guys that are more jacked than I am. I don't really work out at all. And I took my shirt off because it was hotter than fuck. And I'm dancing, and it's funny because a lot of these men are just like this. A lot of us are slumped over, and just like, versus this. And when I do this, can you feel the difference in presence versus this? And as I was in my inner warrior, moving this lion energy, this lion-esque energy, big mane, lion energy. And it's funny because the beard is growing, and it's almost like I'm embodying that in real life. As my beard grows, the mane grows. And just pushing it around, and all these like hippie girls, they pick up sand off the ground because it was outdoors, and they're sprinkling it on top of each other. And then I start slamming my hand on the ground, chanting, just like, ah, you know, just like, ah, ah, ah. And I pick up dirt and I'm smashing it on my bare chest. And I'm wearing like these desert camo pants from like the Gulf War era. You know, that's a good camo pattern. And I'm just like, ah! And I'm just channeling this energy, and all these women start to stand around me. And then this one guy just comes up to me with his eyes closed, facing me, just doing this. With his hands down here, and he's just like this. And I'm just standing there, eyes closed, and I'm just pushing this energy into him. Pushing this energy into him. This alpha, lion, warrior energy. And it's not this toxic. It is this level of masculinity that is above what you think it is. And as I'm summoning it and chanting and getting into it, other men around me started to perk up, and they too were like, ah! You know, just getting into it, and just something is therapeutic about channeling that and letting go and fucking screaming. There's something beautiful about being in that. And just losing yourself. And then the DJ had ended. And there was this beautiful Asian girl standing next to me. And she kept looking up at me, smiling. And like, her arm kept touching my arm. And then they had us all sit down. And then they told us to pick a partner. And her and I just look at each other. And they had us sit Indian style and face each other. And we touch knees. And as we're touching knees, we reach out and hold each other's hands. And then they took us through almost this guided experience. And I can't quite remember what they were saying. But they were talking about feeling the other person's soul, a complete stranger. So I just take my hands and I start manipulating her hands, almost as if this was a lover, somebody that I know, that I'm intimate with, and just rubbing up her arms in this way. And I could just feel her tapped into her feminine, totally reciprocating. And then they had us open our eyes, and we locked eyes, looking into the left eye of each other. And I went into my place of my heart, and I opened it, like I did with you guys earlier. And I focused on just feeling her and pushing love into her through my heart as I held her hands. And then she started to tear up. And they told us, as you look into this other person's eyes, you can see the universe. You can see yourself. You can see the universe in this other person's eyes, the love. There's a message here. Take that from them. And as she teared up, I gently put my hand on her face and wiped the tear away. And held her, smiled, and then she smiled back. And then I put my other hand up and just embraced her with love. And then at the end, they're like, now that you have experienced this, hug that person. So she reaches over and we're hugging. And then I just pick her up and put her on my lap, and then she puts her legs around me and we just hold each other. And then that was that. I definitely got her phone number, by the way. That happened. But what was interesting about it was I've exchanged no words with this person. And to feel this immense amount of love with somebody who very much went into her feminine. She was 100% in her feminine. And I was in my masculine, because I channeled my inner warrior for a long time out there. This is something we're going to talk about in future episodes. These opposite poles and how they attract. In order to have attraction, you need the opposite poles. This is where I think I can help men. And this is where it helps in your trading too. And the thing is just to have this moment with a complete stranger. We live in a world where there's a bubble. We live in a world where everybody's closed. And it's amazing what the heart can do when you open it and feel with it and allow that to guide and lead you. And this is exactly how I will deal with my internal confliction between wanting to go here in the realm over here of trading. I don't need to make a decision. I listen to the heart and I stay here and I stay at the high vibration. And the longer I maintain that, the more I maintain that, the more doors open, and I don't have to force anything. I don't have to do anything. That's it. So, as you guys probably could see, there's been a drastic shift in my energy and my vibration as I shared with you guys my story. I didn't expect this because I tried to film something many fucking times, and I just couldn't feel it. And the moment I started vibrating high, everything has shifted, and now I feel fucking fantastic. So, if you'll excuse me, I have a New Year's party to get to. I'll see you guys next year. And if you don't want to wait that long, go into the meditation realm and understand we are a collective consciousness. And just know that I am you and you are me and we're in this together. And there is a reason you're watching this. There's a reason you're resonating with this. There's a reason you're feeling this. We are starting to awaken. And I look forward to it. And I want you to join me on this journey. I fucking love you guys. I fucking love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.